Hi everybody, it's Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy, and I'm going live today with my angel messages for this week. So before we dive into that, let's talk about a little bit about the energy. Now, if you guys didn't catch my video from Tuesday, make sure that you catch that because it has a lot of really important information about what's going on with the energy right now, what we're feeling. I can't tell you guys how many messages that I get with questions like what's going on and why is this happening. And so check that video out because it's going to give you some clarity of mind on what's going on and what you need to know about the energy and how to best navigate it right now, because it is a little bit challenging. And I do feel like with the energy that things are going to be lightening up a little bit. You know, I think still there's going to be some heaviness within the energy, but overall I do feel like this is going to start to get lighter, much lighter than this Mercury retrograde energy. Today is that last day of that, and we're going to be moving forward and releasing that, and so you can begin to step into this new energy. You can begin to move forward with things again, so we're not going to feel so stuck. We're not going to feel so held back. So make sure you guys say hi if you are watching. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share it if it's something that resonates with you or you think that it would resonate with somebody that you have on your friends list. So let's talk about the angel messages, because something that I'm feeling really called to talk about today is belief and believing and dreaming. And this is something that I've always really naturally done. You know, some people have actually said like that I'm a dreamer to the point of being naive in some ways, but it's really served me well in life because it's allowed me to just trust, right? To trust in God, to trust in the universe, whatever you call that. But it's allowed me to kind of do that and allowed me to really recognize the magic that exists in the world. I can remember being a little kid and thinking that the moon used to follow me, and I used to think that that was really magical. And so I would always notice the moon up in the sky, and it would always be there when I was outside. And no matter where I went, whether we were at the store, whether we were at my grandma's, or whether we were at home, whenever I would step out of the house, I would notice the moon, and I thought that it would follow me. And so I've just kind of always had this belief in the magic, and I think it's how I'm designed, because I think that I'm designed to help other people to recognize the magic that exists in this world and to let themselves be a dreamer and to explore the magical possibilities that exist here in this world, because quite frankly, I really see this world as a very magical place, you know, and so many of us are missing out on it and missing out on the magic and just, you know, sleepwalking our way through life and feeling really stuck, feeling really down, feeling really negative. And a lot of people ask me, how do you stay so positive? How do you feel so positive so often? And this is really, to me, the key is to be a believer, to be a dreamer, to let yourself be open to the possibility that good things can happen, right? And that sounds a little crazy, like why wouldn't people be open to good things happening? But here's the thing is, I think that, you know, life can be really challenging and life can be hard, and we get into this space where we're I don't know, where we shut down, right? Where something happens, we get hurt and we shut down our hearts, or we shut ourselves off from what I call God's love, you know? And then we begin to feel really separate from people, from God, from the universe, and then we just spiral into a really negative space. And this all comes from this place of, I'm trying to protect myself, right? So I got hurt once, or I got hurt many times, and now I'm going to close my heart off, or I'm going to close myself off from this energy that connects me to God, because I've been hurt and I don't want to put myself out there again. I don't want to be vulnerable again. But the problem is that when we do that, we continue to just build up more and more negative energy, and we continue to feel more and more disconnected from God and from other people. And as you can imagine, that doesn't feel very good, right? And so it really can be a very brave thing to let yourself be a dreamer, to let yourself be a believer, to operate here in this crazy, crazy world where people get hurt and where bad things happen with your heart wide open. You know, so I want you to just think about that. How can I live my life with my heart more open? You know, how can I continue to be more vulnerable, to put myself out there, even if I'm afraid I'm going to be hurt, even if I'm, you know, even if that's incredibly scary to me, because I feel like that's really a leap of faith to make ourselves be vulnerable. And Jennifer is saying, what do you think will manifest itself? You've taught me that. Believe in the magic and trust the process. Exactly. And that's the next part of what I want to talk about is, so when we allow ourselves to make that choice, and it is a choice to open ourselves up, to be vulnerable, then we step into this space of opening ourselves up to new possibilities and letting ourselves dream about the possibilities. You know, some people, I'll ask people about their dreams and they'll say, well, I would really love to do this, but I don't like to think about it because it just makes me sad. And I say, well, why does that make you sad? And they say, because I don't feel like it's a possibility. And honestly, that makes me sad, because the thing is, if you can dream it, if you can believe it, if you can put enough energy into it, if you can continue to work towards it, unless it is against your divine plan, it will happen for you. And the only difference between somebody who, you know, has a dream and goes after their dream and accomplishes their dream and has dreams come true, and somebody who doesn't, is that they choose to dream, to believe, to trust the process, to allow themselves to put themselves out there, to go after their dreams, to continue to believe, to continue to keep their heart open so that things can manifest for them, right? Because this is where we manifest. We manifest amazing, beautiful things from a place of an open heart and from a place of belief, right? A lot of times they'll say, if you're not in a place where you can somewhat believe that something amazing can manifest for you, chances are you aren't going to manifest it, because we are creating our reality. So if you are having a really hard time believing that this crappy job that you're in is all you've got, and you don't let yourself dream, and you don't let yourself, oh, hold on, I'm getting a notification on here, and you don't let yourself dream, and you don't let yourself envision other possibilities, chances are this is where you're going to stay, right? But if you can start to think about, even just in small steps, right? So you might not believe tomorrow that you're going to be able to leave that crappy job and step into whatever it is that your soul is telling you want to do right away. That might not happen right away, right? But you can begin to believe in the steps in the direction of that. So maybe there's some additional training that you're needing to be able to live out whatever it is that your soul is feeling like it needs to do. Or maybe there are some steps that need to be taken. I can tell you guys, when I started Clarity, you know, it started as a vision. It started as a belief of, oh wow, maybe there is something for me outside of this work that I was doing at the counseling agency. Maybe there's something else. Maybe, you know, maybe I can honor this voice within me that's saying I need to help people, but help people in a different way. And so I started to just explore the possibilities, and I, you know, asked around about office space and found an office space that was really inexpensive to start, and then the dream began, you know, and I just kept every step of the way trying to believe that things could move in this direction. And so then the next step was to cut back on my hours at the counseling agency I was at, and to put a little bit of time into this new business that I was building. And I kind of slowly built on that. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Curtis. Jennifer says, I manifested my current job by thinking and journaling. And that's it. The more you can let yourself sort of envision this stuff, the more that you can dream about this stuff, and spend time in that energy, this is where you manifest it, right? It's not going to manifest from, wow, I hate my job, or wow, I hate this relationship that I'm in, or wow, I hate the situation that I'm in, and putting all this energy into that, because guess what? You're manifesting exactly that. You are continuing to manifest that. But if you can say, you know, maybe there's a possibility, you don't have to entirely believe it, but maybe there's a possibility that there could be something better for me. Maybe there's a possibility that I deserve something better, right? Because a lot of times we get stuck on that deserving, and trust and believe that each and every one of you deserve it. You know, you deserve it simply because you are an extension of God. You are created of God, and you deserve amazing and beautiful things. And the only person that's holding you back is you. It's not the universe not wanting this for you. It's not God not wanting this for you. Certainly if it's not in your divine plan, then you'll be redirected. But you know what? If you're listening to your soul, it is in your divine plan. And so continuing to just follow that process and let yourself dream and believe and explore the possibility that good things can happen for you, and that you have support from a higher power that wants you to live a joyful life. And yes, there are lessons to be learned here. Yes, there is growth that needs to be done here. And so we're going to have pain and we're going to have discomfort. But the whole point is for us to continue to work through that and to find our way toward the joy, because the joy is exactly what's guiding our soul in the right direction. So these are really powerful things to think about and to invite into your life. So I really encourage you to do that. I would love to hear you guys say hi if you're watching. I think we have a few more watching live. I know I'm a little bit earlier than I normally am. So make sure that you say hi, especially if you're watching on the replay as well. You know, and I think when we are letting ourselves dream, we're also using that creative part of our mind, right? And the creative part of our mind is exactly where our intuition comes from. So if you're wanting to connect a little bit more with your soul and that intuitive voice that is really, we all have it. It's designed to help guide our life and to show us our best life and the best life path every step of the way. So every time that you're tapping into that dreaming and exploring this belief in positive and good things, you are tapping into that part of the brain, and that's going to help you to tap into your intuition as well. So it all works together really, really nicely. And you know what? There's going to be times that you put yourself out there and you get hurt. You know, or, you know, there's been so many times that I thought, wow, like I really manifested this, right? And this is really happening for me. And then it didn't work out in the way that I expected, but things work out in the way that they're supposed to, not always in the way that we think that we need them. So we have to understand that it's all part of the divine plan. And I've also seen things manifest in so many better ways later when I just kind of trusted the process and let myself flow with that. And so when you have that disappointment, I also want you to remember that some of this is a manifestation of the past. You know, if you're somebody who's just starting to work on manifesting, like, you know, better things for your life, if you're just starting this process and you've really been stuck in a lot of negative energy, or you're working on releasing some old negative thought patterns, for a little while, the manifestations that are going to show up for you are going to still be a reflection of those past ways of thinking. But the more you continue to shift into this better thinking and this more positive thinking, the more you're going to begin to see positive manifestations and good feeling manifestations and the manifestations that you are wanting to call into your life. So I really invite you to try that. It requires you to, again, take a leap of faith. It, again, requires you to be vulnerable and keep that heart center open. But I promise you that this is truly the path towards living your best life and connecting with your joy. So I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. If you want to learn more about me or about Clarity by Christy, you can check it out at discoveryourawakening.com. Again, make sure if you guys like this video, if you feel like it would connect for some people that you know, make sure that you tag them in it or share this video. I really appreciate it. It helps me to connect my message with whoever needs it. So thanks so much, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Take care.